A while back, a friend of mine was stuck dating average women. Then he made one change. Now he confidently dates women most guys are afraid to approach. What changed? He started using these 7 rules, and you can too. The first rule is simple. Stop calling them 9s and 10s. This habit instantly puts attractive women on a pedestal, which does more harm than good. When you label them as 9s or 10s, you're automatically viewing these women, who are essentially strangers, as somehow superior just because of their looks. Sure, she might be stunning, but looks are only a small part of what makes someone a good partner. If you believe that a woman's beauty makes her better than you, you're setting yourself up to fail. Treat her like a celebrity, and she'll see you as nothing more than a fan. This brings us to the next point. Just be normal. A lot of guys think they need to be super witty, charismatic, or have an amazing game to get a girl's attention. That's not true. When you first approach a woman, you're just a stranger to her. By being normal and not over the top, she's more likely to relax and listen to what you have to say, rather than immediately labeling you as a potential creep. If you try too hard to be Mr. Personality, it can actually scare her away. The reality is, talking to a stranger can sometimes be awkward or uncomfortable. It's better to have a slightly awkward interaction than to try to compensate by being overly charming or slick, which can come off as weird. In fact, being a bit boring in the first interaction can sometimes be better because it doesn't make her put her defenses up. There's nothing out of the ordinary to make her feel uneasy. A lot of guys feel they need to be super entertaining because deep down they don't feel good enough and think they need to perform to win a girl over. But women can sense desperation from a mile away, and it's a huge turnoff. So keep it simple and genuine. Being normal is often the best way to make a real connection. That's why, as cliche as it sounds, being yourself is truly the best dating advice you can get. However, there's a catch. Your true self has to be someone of value. It's not just about being yourself, it's about being the best version of yourself. And even more important is knowing how to communicate your authentic self effectively in a way that sparks her interest. Being genuine means showing confidence, having good character, and not pretending to be someone you're not. It's about being honest and comfortable with who you are, which naturally makes you more attractive. My next point is about following up. Most guys send a text, get left on read or ignored once, and then never text the girl again. Here's the thing, if she doesn't reply to your text once, it doesn't mean it's over, not by a long shot. This is especially true with attractive women who get bombarded with texts and notifications from every app on their phone. Most guys are too afraid or insecure to follow up, thinking that persistence might seem desperate. But the truth is, women respect persistence, and following up gives you more chances for her to say yes. Think about it. A woman has so many options that she usually won't rearrange her schedule or go out of her way to meet up on the first ask, even if you're a high-value guy. However, if you ask her out and she can't make it that day, but she's open to rescheduling, that's a good sign. Follow up once or twice more, and you're increasing the odds that she'll find time to meet up when it fits her schedule. And before you think that following up is needy, here's the reality. It takes just a few seconds to send another message. It costs you nothing, and it can make all the difference. Plus, until you've been on a few dates, you'll likely be following up with multiple women at once. Not every follow-up will lead to a date, but some will, and that's all you need. The truth is, the hardest part of dating is getting to that first date. Most of the heavy lifting happens before you even meet in person. Once you're on the date, it's all about making a connection and setting up future dates. The funny thing is, most guys are afraid to follow up because it hurts their ego. They don't want to feel rejected, so they avoid persistence. But if you can get past that fear and follow up confidently, you're already doing more than most guys, and that's going to set you apart. The next point is to play to win. It's much better to go for it, make your intentions clear, and risk getting rejected than to lose slowly over time by not trying at all. Give yourself the chance. Approach the girl when you see her. Don't get stuck admiring her from a distance, too nervous to make a move. Most guys are too intimidated to approach a truly beautiful woman, so they simply don't. By making the move, sending that follow-up text, or showing your interest, you're already ahead of the game. You're giving yourself the opportunity to succeed. The truth is, average-looking girls get approached more often because they seem less intimidating. Guys feel like they have a better chance, so they take the shot more regularly. Most people don't aim high or go after what they really want, And the same is true in dating. By aiming for the top tier women, you're actually increasing your chances because fewer guys are doing it. You're not competing with as many people, and that's a huge advantage. So don't settle, play to win, and go after what you really want. This leads us to the most crucial point: treat her like a real person. Attractive women are used to guys only seeing them for their looks, treating them like trophies to be won, but this kind of attention can feel empty and disrespectful. If you only focus on her appearance, she'll quickly lose interest because it shows you don't care about who she really is. Relationships that last aren't built on looks alone. They're built on understanding, respect, and real connections. Think about it. Why do some of the most beautiful women focus on building their careers, pursuing hobbies, or setting big goals? It's because they want to be valued for more than just their looks. They want to be seen as whole people with thoughts, feelings, and ambitions. Don't be like most guys who only see the surface. Sure, you might notice her beauty, but it's her personality, her thoughts, and how well you connect that will really matter in the long run. If you show genuine interest in who she is beyond her appearance, you're already miles ahead. That's how you build something real, something that lasts. This brings us to one of the biggest mindset shifts you need to make if you want to date 9s and 10s. Believe you're worthy. A lot of guys see a stunning woman and immediately doubt themselves. They get so nervous that they end up approaching someone who feels safer instead, usually someone more average looking. It feels less intimidating, more achievable. I remember a time when I was out at a nightclub and I went up to what I thought was the most attractive girl in the place. She told me something that stuck with me. "I'm surprised you approached me. You're the only guy who's talked to me all night." She admitted that she was actually getting bored because all the guys were talking to her friends, not her. Why? Because most of them were too intimidated to even try. This all comes down to self-belief. When guys see a drop-dead gorgeous girl, they often think, "There's no way I could ever get her," or "She's too hot for me." This mindset makes you freeze up, and it's the root cause of a lot of dating problems. Self-sabotage. How can you aim for the best if you don't even believe you deserve it? You have to realize that the most important person you need to impress is yourself. When you start believing that you're worthy, you'll naturally carry yourself with a confident, carefree attitude. This kind of unapologetic self-acceptance is incredibly attractive because it's something everyone wishes they could have. When you embody this mindset, you create a magnetic aura that draws people in. And once you believe that you're worthy of dating these types of women, you're already on the right path. The next point is to have standards that go beyond looks. It's funny, but a lot of guys get more nervous talking to a girl based on how attractive she is. The hotter she is, the more nervous they get. But here's something that might help calm those nerves. Looks don't always match up with how cool or interesting someone is. I've met plenty of stunning women, and I can tell you that if a girl's a 10 out of 10, but her personality is unbearable, I'm not sticking around. Guys often see a beautiful woman and instantly decide they want to be with her. But that's not how it works. Women don't think like that. So when guys come off as desperate, it seems weird and off-putting. Think about it. How can you be sure you want to be with someone if you've never even spoken to her? She could turn out to be super annoying, have habits you can't stand, or just not be on the same wavelength as you. When I was younger and still figuring this out, I made a deal with myself. I wouldn't decide I wanted to be with a girl until I actually talked to her and saw if we clicked beyond just physical attraction. This approach changes everything. Instead of trying to impress her and put on a show, you're the one seeing if she's worth your time and effort. If she's not interesting or cool beyond her looks, why bother? Life's too short to spend it with someone you don't genuinely connect with. By having standards that aren't based just on looks, you'll feel less nervous because you're viewing women more realistically, for who they are as people, not just how they look. It's about seeing them with more humility and looking for real connections.
You can't hold me down.